Hi guys, I'm in my kitchen again and I wanted to show you a Apple Cinnamon Protein Waffle. So basically it's like my healthy version of waffles, except I'm adding protein powder, and then instead of syrup, I'm gonna use a yogurt sauce. So I'll show you how I make the yogurt sauce, because I really don't like my waffles or pancakes dry, and I don't wanna drown it in a ton of syrup. So I make this really good yogurt sauce that I put on top of my waffles and my pancakes so that they're not dry. So for my protein powder, I'm actually using Arbonne Essentials Vanilla Protein Mix. And I got this from my good friend, Ashley. I got it for Christmas because she knew how much I would really appreciate it. So I've tried it in a few of my shakes and I really love it. I always use a plant-based protein, vegan, very low sugar, and Arbonne has those same properties that I like. It's a plant-based protein, vegan, and it's very low in sugar. The serving on it, 2 scoops gives you 20 grams of protein. The sugar is pretty low, 9 grams of sugar. And one thing that I really loved about it is that it has this really smooth consistency. Like my other ones, they taste great, but they're not as smooth as Arbonne's protein powder. So I'm so happy to be using this protein powder, and I'm so thankful. Thank you again, Ashley. I think this is like my 5th time I thanked her for the protein powder, but I really like it. So definitely gonna get some more when I run out. And I'll put her link down below where you can buy some of the protein powder. She's an Arbonne consultant, so she can really help you out with trying out their protein powder. Arbonne also specializes in healthy living. You know, they have a lot of other health products that you can try. They also offer vegan. I believe their makeup products are vegan also. So they offer cosmetics that are vegan as well. So make sure you check out her website to try out some of Arbonne's products, because it's really amazing. But yeah, I'm going to show you my Apple Cinnamon Protein Waffles with the yogurt sauce. So for my apples, what I did was I took some fresh apples and I peeled them and I boiled them in just some water so that they can get soft. And then what I did was I blended them in the food processor. So these are just apples that I boiled, peeled and boiled. And then I'm gonna add flaxseed instead of eggs, because you know, if you put liquid, this is boiled apples with a little bit of the water and flaxseed. And flaxseed has kind of a gel-like consistency once it gets wet. So once I blend this all together, the flaxseed will give my wet mixture you know, kind of a thicker consistency like eggs would add, because I really didn't want to add eggs, and I'm adding honey just for sweetening. And I also added flaxseed and honey. And the reason why I chose to add the flaxseed is because when flaxseed gets wet, it gives this gel-like consistency, which to me acts like eggs, because I prefer really not to use eggs. I put fresh apples, kind of like an applesauce mixture here. Fresh apples, flaxseed, and some honey. So I'm gonna add that into the mixture. And then I have vanilla extract, honey if we wanna make it a little bit sweeter. And then I have sunflower and avocado oil that I'm going to add. You wanna add a little bit of oil so that the waffles don't stick to the griddle. And you can do this as pancakes also. And then this is the flax seed that I added to my applesauce mixture. And you can also, if you want to have the flax seeds whole, you don't have to blend it like I did. You can just add it into the mixture. That would be good also. And then the Arbonne protein powder. And then I have whole wheat graham flour. This is whole wheat graham flour. And you can make this recipe gluten-free also. They do have gluten-free flours that you can buy. I just don't eat a gluten-free diet, but there are, like my friend Ashley, she lives a gluten-free diet, so you can definitely get a gluten-free flour to do this recipe in. And then I have baking powder and some cinnamon and some sea salt. Just a little dash of sea salt. So those are pretty much the ingredients that you need for the waffle mixture. So first I'm going to add my applesauce, which is here. That's just the apples that I blended up with the honey and flaxseed. So I'm just adding that. And that's pretty much my wet mixture. And I'm going to add some vanilla extract, which tastes really, really good. I always eyeball it, but probably a half a teaspoon is good. You can add more or less if you like, but I'm gonna do a half a teaspoon of vanilla. And for the oil, maybe I would say a teaspoon of oil should be good enough. So a teaspoon of oil, and you don't have to use avocado. I have avocado sunflower today, but you can definitely use another healthy oil like olive oil. Coconut oil is good, and you just want to have, I'm actually adding a tablespoon of oil. You just want to have some type of oil in your mixture so that the waffles don't stick to the griddle, which is always a pain. And same thing with pancakes. I hate when the pancakes get stuck to the pan. The first one always is like the worst one, and then after you make a few, they look better. But anyway, I'm going to add my dry mixture to this, or my dry ingredients. So I think 1 cup should be good. The applesauce was probably a cup worth. The applesauce mixture that I used, that probably was about a cup. And this, there's a hole in there. Okay, so I'm gonna add I'm gonna start with a cup, see how that looks. So maybe a cup and a half. Cup and a half of flour. This is my whole wheat graham flour. So I'm gonna keep my flour close because sometimes you have to add a little bit more. With pancakes, you wanna have the consistency more like a cake batter, but waffles, you wanna have it thicker because waffles are a little bit thicker. And then the baking powder, I'm going to add a 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder. And the protein powder, I'm going to use 2 scoops of the Arbonne vanilla protein, and you can use any vanilla protein powder that you have. I'm using Arbonne today because I'm loving it right now. So 2 scoops of vanilla protein powder, and we need a cinnamon. So I would say maybe a tablespoon of cinnamon. I'm just kind of eyeballing it, but I would say maybe a tablespoon of cinnamon and a dash of sea salt. Okay, and you just mix it and see how it looks. And again, you want it to be the consistency of a really thick cake batter. So, and just see how your mixture looks. Mine's looking pretty good so far. Looking pretty good. And that's a little bit too thick. A little bit too thick. So I'm actually gonna grab some almond milk to make mine not this thick. So I have some almond milk that I'm gonna add to make it not as thick as it is. So, and you can again use any non-dairy milk to your mixture. And that's a pretty good consistency. I'm gonna warm up the griddle and just show you, it's pretty simple, you just put it on the griddle, but I'm just gonna show you how the waffles look after they come off the griddle. Oh, I forgot about the yogurt mixture that I put on top, the yogurt sauce. So I always make the yogurt sauce before I cook the waffles. So it's really simple. All you need is a Greek yogurt, and you can definitely make this recipe vegan by getting like a non-dairy yogurt. There's like a coconut milk yogurt, and I believe there's soy milk yogurt, I believe. But this one is just a plain fat-free Greek yogurt that I'm going to use. And then I have a almond milk, which is the original, the unsweetened one, I believe. I think it's unsweetened. And then honey and some vanilla and stevia, some stevia packets. And I really like stevia. I said it in a few of my videos. It only has 1 gram of sugar, and it's a natural sweetener. Some people don't like it does have slight of a aftertaste, but I've gotten so used to it, it doesn't really bother me anymore. But some other natural sweeteners you could use is like a date syrup, organic maple syrup. That's another natural sweetener that you can use. Make sure it's organic. Brown rice syrup. Just make sure you use a natural sweetener instead of regular sugar. It's always much better for you. So for the yogurt sauce, I just take just a few spoonfuls of the yogurt. And like I was saying earlier, I like the yogurt sauce because it's just, I don't like to have my waffles dry and the pancakes dry, because before I was into eating healthy, I would just drown my waffles and pancakes in syrup, and that's just like so much sugar. So I really like the yogurt sauce because it tastes really good, and it's really low in sugar, and then you're getting extra protein from the yogurt also, so that's extra protein that you're adding. So this is probably 1/2 cup of yogurt, and then I add the almond milk, and probably, I would say 1/2 cup of almond milk, and then I add a little bit of honey, really simple recipe, and 2 packets of stevia. And you can also add other things to this. Like sometimes I've added fresh fruit into the yogurt sauce. I'll make the pancakes or yogurt sauce and I'll add fresh fruits. Like I'll add berries or bananas and almonds, or I've done pineapple before. Like whatever fruit you have or whatever you're having a craving for, you can add fruit into this mixture, and add vanilla also. And playing around with different extracts is really good too. Like you can use a strawberry extract and maybe put some fresh strawberries in here and do like a strawberry mixture, like a strawberry yogurt type of mixture. But that's it. And you just stir it together until it makes this creamy sauce. And that's what we're gonna put on top of the waffles once they're done, instead of syrup. So, and you can eat as much of this as you want without all of the sugar. So this is the consistency it looks like, kind of like a melted icing almost. But yeah, that's the consistency that you want it to be. So this is my little waffle maker. It's not that big. I know they have some with the 4. You can make 4 waffles at one time, but I just have the cute little small one. So once your griddle is warm, your waffle mixture should be about this consistency, and you just make the waffles one by one, or if you have one that makes 4 at a time, you can use those. But I'm just gonna cook all of these up and make sure they get a nice golden brown color, and spread it out evenly on the griddle. And you don't want to put too much because the mixture is going to expand. So you don't want to use too much on the griddle. Just use a little bit, just enough to cover up all of the little spaces in the waffle maker. And again, you can use this recipe as pancakes also. Just make the batter a little bit thinner. But I'm gonna finish cooking these up, and then we'll go ahead and plate it together. So I got the waffles cooked and they turned out beautiful. They're this beautiful brown color. So that's what you want when you make the waffles. Get them a nice golden brown. And here's the yogurt sauce that I showed you how we made earlier. And what I do when I plate it is I pour on the yogurt sauce first, and then I'll top it with whatever fruit I want to eat the waffles with, or pancakes. I'll top it with I have fresh apples. I diced up some fresh apples just for garnish and crunch. And then I also top it with a little bit of granola, just a little bit for texture. So you just spoon on top of the yogurt sauce on top of the waffles, or you can pour it. And I always have a little bit of extra left, and I'll save it, put it to the side in case I want to add more. It looks like I have enough here. So I'll pour that on first, the yogurt sauce. Looks really, really good so far. Looks like I have just enough. And then after I do that, I put the fruit on top. Just try to make it look pretty. So just a few slices of apple. And then I top it with the granola. And that's it. It's so good, and tons of protein because we put the protein powder in there, and the yogurt sauce is a protein. It has tons of protein from the Greek yogurt that we use. So that's how it looks. Doesn't it look delicious? So thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video, and don't forget to comment or subscribe. I'm going to be making a lot more regular videos. So again, thanks for watching. Comment or subscribe or give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye.